A very good afternoon to everyone. My name is Nitika Bansal, working as an assistant professor in PSC department of CPSC Chandigarh. Today in this lecture, I am going to discuss with you all 8085 microprocessor and its block diagram. As you can see it on the screen. So first of all, what I am going to discuss in this presentation, the contents will be what is microprocessor, 8085 microprocessor, its block diagram, and all the functional units of its block diagram. So first of all, what is microprocessor? Microprocessor is nothing. It is a simple computer processor which incorporates the functions of central processing unit on a single integrated circuit. That means it works like same as CPU works. Nothing, there is no difference between microprocessor and CPU. Rather than जो microprocessor है आपका, its size is smaller than the CPU, and it works on small amount of data at a time. Microprocessor functions just like our CPU works. Now, what is 8085 microprocessor? 8085 microprocessor is also known as 8085 microprocessor, and the first thing it is, 8085 is an 8-bit microprocessor. It is an 8-bit microprocessor. That means it processes the data of 8 bits at a time, and it was introduced by Intel in 1976. The main point here is 8085 works on a data of 8 bits. And the address in 8085 of the data will be of 16 bits. There are two things to remember, data and address. Data is of 8 bits and address will be of 16 bits. And the chip of 8085 has 40 pins on it, and each pin works differently, right? Next one will be the block diagram of 8085. The block diagram is here on your screen, which contains number of blocks, and each block perform a different function, right? For example, there are accumulators, registers, flip-flops, flags, arithmetic logical unit, stack pointers, program counters, interrupt control, serial input output, address buffer, address data buffer. Number of blocks are there, and from the next slide we will discuss them in detail. Like, firstly, we are going to discuss about the register section. There are 3 types of registers in 8085 microprocessor, and these 3 registers will be temporary registers, general purpose registers, and special purpose registers. Firstly, what are temporary registers? Temporary registers, as you can see in the block diagram, W and Z. These are its temporary registers which are used to store the intermediate results, you can see. These are of 8 bits. Why 8 bits? Because they store a result, they store the data of 8 bits, right? Next will be general purpose registers. There are 6 general purpose registers in 8085 microprocessors, and these general purpose registers are named as BC, DE, and HL. Each register is of 8 bits because obviously they store a data of 8 bits, and you can also use them in pairs. Like you can use B and C combined, BC, D and E, DE, H and L, HL. Why we are using them in combination? Because by combining them, we can store the address in these register pairs. And when you combine them, they will become of 16 bits. Correct? 6 general purpose registers will be there in 8085. B, C, D, E, H, L in register is of 8 bits, and you can use them in pairs as well, and they will become of 16 bits. Correct? These are the general purpose registers that are used in 8085 microprocessor. And let me tell you one thing, this is मतलब you can say कि block diagram से अलग से question आ जाता है general purpose registers का. So it is the important point to remember. Next will be your special purpose registers. How many special purpose registers are there in 8085? There are 5 general special purpose registers in 8085 microprocessors, which are named as accumulator, instruction register, program counter, stack pointer, and flag register. Firstly, what is accumulator? Accumulator is an 8-bit register which is used to store the result that we get after performing in arithmetic and logical unit. There is an ALU in 8085 which is arithmetic and logical unit, which process the data, performs the operations on the data, and stores the result into the accumulator. The accumulator is what? Accumulator is used to store the result, and it is of 8 bits. And it is directly connected to the bus and ALU. You can say accumulator is a part of arithmetic and logical unit. And it is a register, or it is of 8 bits. Why 8 bits? Because it stores the data. And with the data, result that we get from arithmetic and logical unit. Right? Second is your instruction registers and decoders. Instruction register is basically used to store the instruction that it fetched from the memory. Instruction that you are going to perform in ALU is firstly stored into the instruction register from where ALU fetch it, right? And decoder, what decoder does? Decoder decodes the instruction that is stored in instruction register. Decoder tells you about the instruction, what to perform, when to perform, and what kind of data you are going to use in that instruction. That decoder tells you after decoding the instruction from instruction register, right? Instruction register, you can write it as IR. It is used to store the instruction that you are going to perform. And what decoder does? Decoder decodes the instruction from the instruction register. That means it tells you about the instruction, what to perform, and on what data to perform, right? Next is your program counter. Again, I will say it is an important term for 2 marks. Program counter is a register, firstly. What kind of register? It stores the address. And in 8085, if it is storing your address, that means it is of 16 bits. Correct? And what address it stores? It stores the address of instruction that you are going to perform after the current instruction. As you can see on the screen, it's a register which is used to store the address of next instruction to be executed. जो आपको अगली इंस्ट्रक्शन एग्जीक्यूट करानी है उसका एड्रेस हम लोग किसमें स्टोर करते हैं? प्रोग्राम काउंटर में. एंड इट इज स्टोरिंग द एड्रेस, सो इट इज ऑफ 16 bits. Every register that stores the address will be of 16 bit in 8085 microprocessor. Remember this. And the register which stores the data will be of 8 bits. Correct? Program counter, you can note it down. It is an important term separately from 8085 block diagram. So what program counter does? Program counter stores the address of next instruction to be executed, right? And it stores the address, so it will be of 16 bits. Next is your stack pointer. As I think you all know what is stack. Stack is used to store the data in form of last in, first out, right? So stack pointer is used to store the address of the data that is on the top of the stack. Every processor, every microprocessor has a stack in it which stores the data. So stack pointer is used to point out the data that is on the top of the stack. So again, it is storing the address and it will be of 16 bits, right? Stack pointer stores the address of the data that will be at the top of the stack, and there is a stack in each and every microprocessor and processors which stores the data. And stack pointer, what it does, it stores the address of the data that is on the top of the stack. It is storing the address again, then it will be of 16 bits, right? Okay. Next is your flag register. Flag register, again, I will say it is an important question. Flag register. Flag registers, firstly, also known as status registers. Why status registers? Because flag register shows the status of your result. What kind of result you have, you can find it out from the flag register. That's why it is known as status register. Or it is also known as PSW, that is program status word. Right? Flag register is again of 8 bits, and there are 5 types of flags. As you can on screen, sign flag, zero flag, auxiliary carry flag, parity flag, and carry flag. Right? Firstly, sign flag. Sign flag is denoted by S. One thing I forgot to tell you is that each flag can have 2 values, that is 0 or 1. 0 means the flag is inactive, and 1 means the flag is active. So firstly, when will be the sign flag on? That means when it will be of value 1. Sign flag will set to 1 when the result is negative. When you get the result from the ALU and if it is negative, then the value of sign flag will be set to 1. That means sign flag is active if and only if your result is negative, right? Second is zero flag. Zero flag will be active as its name implies, zero flag. Zero flag is active if and only if your result is completely zero, right? Next is auxiliary carry flag. Auxiliary carry flag denoted by AC and it will be set to 1 if and only if there will be a carry from third bit to fourth bit. अगर आपके 8 बिट के डेटा में 8 बिट के नंबर्स को आप एडिशन कर रहे हो और आपके थर्ड बिट से फोर्थ बिट पे कोई कैरी जा रही है, then your auxiliary carry flag will set to 1. That means it will get active if and only if there will be a carry from third bit to fourth bit, right? Next is parity flag. Parity flag will be set if your result has number of ones in even number. There are two types of parities, even parity and odd parity. Even parity means your result has number of ones in even number, and odd parity means obviously if your result has number of ones in odd number. And most of the time we use the even parity. So here as well, parity flag will be set to 1 if your result has even number of ones. Right? Next, last is carry flag. Carry flag is denoted by C flag and it will be set to 1 if after addition of two numbers, one carry is extra. That means if you get an extra carry after the result, then carry flag will set to 1. Right? These are 5 flags in flag register of 8085. And again, I will say flag register is an important question. 5 flags, flag register is of 8 bits. 5 flags आपके हैं sign flag, 0 flag, auxiliary carry flag, parity flag, and last one is carry flag. Right? Okay. Next is ALU. That means arithmetical and logical unit. You all know it, I guess. Arithmetic and logical unit is used to perform arithmetic and logical operations. Arithmetic operations like addition, subtraction, division, multiplication, and logical operations like your digital binary operations like AND, OR, NOT, XOR, etc. These kind of operations are performed in ALU. Right? And ALU has 3 parts: accumulator, temporary registers, and flag registers. You can see this into the block diagram. All these 3 parts are directly connected to ALU. And we already discussed these: accumulator, temporary register, and flag register. Right? Next is instruction decoder and machine cycle decoder. Instruction decoder, as I said, instruction decoder is used to decode the instruction. It tells you about the instruction, what to perform, and on what data to perform. All these things will be described by instruction decoder. And machine cycle encoder will tell you about how many cycles it will take to perform an operation. Right? Next will be your address buffer and data buffer. Address buffer is used to store the address and data buffer is used to store the data. In the diagram, we have mentioned 2 buffers, address buffer and address data buffer. And there are 2 lines, A8 to A15 and AD0 to AD7. That means, as I said, there is an address of 16 bits in 8085. So what we do in 8085, we divide the 16 bit of address into 2 parts. That means it will become A0 to A7 and A8 to A15. What we do is we combine the first 8 bits of address with the data. That means A0 to A7 is combined with D0 to D7 and it will become AD0 to AD7. It will become AD0 to AD7. And then what happens? It becomes address data buffer. That means address data buffer can have address or it can have data also. Right? And A8 to A15 is your address buffer. It contains only address. But on AD0 to AD7 data buffer, you can have address as well as data, but one at a time, either address or data. Right? Here it is. Whatever I said in this last slide is mentioned over here. Address bus and data bus. Address bus will contain the address from A8 to A15, and data bus will contain the AD0 to AD7. That means address or data. It can have address or it can have data. How will you differentiate between address and data in this? How will you get to know if the bus contains address or data? For that, we have a signal that is ALE. ALE stands for address latch enable, whose work is to identify the address or data in address data buffer. How? ALE is a signal whose value can be 0 or 1. If its value is 1, that means on address data buffer, there is an address. And if its value is 0, that means there is data on address data buffer. ALE, address latch enable, which is used to identify the address or data on address data bus or buffer. If ALE is 1, that means there is address on address data buffer, or if its value is 0, that means there is data on address data buffer. Correct? Next one is there is a block in block diagram that is increment decrement address latch. But it is the first of all 16-bit register, which is used to increment or decrement the content of program counter or stack pointer as a part of execution of instructions related to them. As I said, program counter is used to store the address of next instruction to be executed. So how the value of program counter will be incremented to the next instruction's address? That will be done through increment decrement address latch. Increment decrement address latch is used to increment the value of program counter so that it can jump to the address of next instruction. Right? Next is your interrupt control. There is a block on the top of block diagram that is interrupt control. First of all, what is interrupt? Interrupt means, you can say in Hindi, rukawat or bada. That means if you are processing some instruction and you will get the request from the another instruction, that instruction maybe have the highest priority. So what you do, you stop your instruction, you pause your instruction at that point and give the control of the devices to that instruction so that it can be performed. And after performing that interrupted instruction, you resume your instruction. For example, if you are taking a class and student is asking a question in between your class, that means that is an interrupt. And if the question of the student is important, then you will answer that question because that has the highest priority. But if some students create unnecessarily points that has the lowest priority, so you need not to handle that. Right? Each and every interrupt has some priority. If it has highest priority, then you need to handle them first before executing your instructions. So at that point, you handle those instructions first and then resume your instructions. Right? And for all these interrupt handling process, there is an interrupt control unit in 8085 block diagram. Correct? And there are 6 kind of interrupts in 8085 that are mentioned on the screen. Trap, RST, RST 6.5, 5.5, INTR, and INTA. And these interrupts are written over here in the priorities. That means trap has the highest priority, then RST 7.5, then 6.5, and then priority decreasing. Right? Last one will be your serial input output control group. Serial input output is a block on the top of the 8085 block diagram, which has 2 pins over it, SID and SOD. SID means serial input data. SOD means serial output data. This is used when you want to transmit the data in serial form or parallel form. If you are performing the processing, if you are processing the data in serial form, then you use SID, and if you are processing the data in parallel form, then there is another kind of thing. but this is for serial input output control group. Parallel data is usually done, but to transmit the data in serial form, there is serial input output control group. And for this, we use two signals, SID and SOD. SID is serial input data and SOD is serial output data. Usually we transmit the data in parallel form, but to transmit the data in serial form, at that time we use these two signals. Okay, thank you.